everybody, and welcome. So, I'm all caught up with the Foodie Beauty content. So, I want to check in with Miss Amberlynn Reid because, as you guys know, I sometimes cover Amber. Amber has been going back and forth about weight loss surgery and talking about wanting to get weight loss surgery, although she's not taking the proper steps to get herself ready for weight loss surgery. So she did a couple of vlogs, including a haul that she did at Target. And while she was at Target, she got a bunch of junk food. Now, as you guys recall, I did a react to Amber where she was raging out on someone who sent her a bunch of baked goods via a very expensive bakery called Strawberry Hill. So she raged at the viewer for sending her baked goods, and then she turns around and she goes to Target and gets a bunch of snacks that are essentially processed foods. She got processed pretzels and chips and things of that nature. And here we are with this vlog, which I'm going to react to, called Meeting My Surgeon, in clinic weigh in, what surgery I'm getting, and weight loss goal. So I have some thoughts and I wanted to react to it. And I hope you guys enjoy this react video. So let me just go ahead and bring up the vlog. Okay. And let's get started, everybody. So here's Amber, and she's gonna tell us about meeting up with her surgeon. Although before we get started, I think we can all agree, Amber, you are nowhere ready for surgery. You are currently at 528 pounds. That was your last weigh-in. And if you're 528 pounds, if you are not actively losing weight, if you're even gaining weight, that means you're not ready for weight loss surgery. You cannot look at weight loss surgery as a quick fix. You can't look at the surgery as something that's going to fix your problem with food, because your problem with food, it starts with emotions, it starts with the mind, and it's not about dieting, it's about a complete lifestyle change. And once you get the surgery, you have to stick with that lifestyle change in order for the surgery to be successful and to work. And also for the surgery to not become dangerous, because if you have a problem with food, after the surgery, if you have a B moment with food, you could potentially rupture your own stomach. So that is why surgeons, if they want to give you weight loss surgery, they require that you go through a bunch of steps. They put you on a plan and they expect you to follow it for a while before they'll even consider you for surgery. They're not doing it to refuse the surgery for the sake of just being rude. No, they're basically just trying to set you up to where it'll save your life. Giving somebody who has an ED weight loss surgery is just foolish, because there could be all kinds of potential problems. If you go on the table at the size and the health that you are now, that could potentially be very risky. So let's just get started with the react video, shall we?
But like I've said, for my well-being, I'm not ready to share. So first things first, I have assumed that during surgery I would get my gallbladder removed. And so obviously I brought this up to my surgeon today and I asked, okay, so during surgery, if I have gallstones still, since I was diagnosed with sludge in my gallstones, which is something completely different, and I let him.
So I'm kind of confused. Did she want to get two different kinds of surgery at once? Have her gallbladder removed at the same time, have WLS? Wouldn't that make it more risky? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But it looks like she's trying to get like a 2-for-1 type of deal.
Him know that. Will you take out my gallbladder? Like, is that something you will do? And he said that he doesn't have like a full answer right now if he will or not until he sees more. So he's actually referring me to get an ultrasound of like my liver gallstone area. So that is something that is new, a new test that was just thought of like today in the appointment. So I will be getting that done, but he explained that sometimes, like, depending on the person, waiting to get your gallbladder taken out on a completely separate, different time is actually better. So again, depends on the person. So we will see for me. So the whole 12 months to wait for me to get surgery, he said that was crazy. He said it was.
No, it isn't. I think you're lying to your viewers. Waiting 12 months to get surgery, it is not crazy. Especially if you have health problems. There's a lot of things to consider. There's a lot of factors. If you've gone through the evaluations and they're telling you to wait that long, there is a good reason. Again, they're not doing it to be rude, to make you wait and wait and wait. You might have health problems that are a concern. Those people that you might be seeing for your evaluations may just be looking at you and saying, we just want to be sure that if you go through the surgery, you'll come out the other side alive and it will be successful and there'll be no chance of failure. It's just that you don't want to hear the word no, Amber. You want to find that magic doctor, that magic surgeon that will give you the answer you're looking for. And you're not even considering the aftermath. You're not even preparing for the surgery. You're not slowing down with your eating. You're not losing any kind of weight. You're not decreasing your portions. You're not even staying away from processed food. Let me give you guys Exhibit A. So let's go over her Target haul, okay? Let's go over her Target haul. Let's take a look at that for a second. This was the vlog she did just 2 days ago. This was not 2 months ago or 2 years ago. This is just 2 days ago. So here she is with her Target haul.
I have some stuff I have to mail, so I got some bubble wrap for that. I hope I got enough. And then I also got some tape for shipping. And then I ran out of sleep medicine, just melatonin. These are little mini butter-filled pretzels. Mini peanut butter filled.
Okay, so there you have it. Exhibit A. So someone who is preparing for weight loss surgery or wants weight loss surgery, look what she's eating. She's eating peanut butter filled pretzels. And I'm not going to watch the entire vlog, but I'll give you a summary. So she bought a bunch of cheese. She's got these peanut butter filled pretzels, and she's got potato chips or chips. Now, I've talked about this on my channel. You guys know that I had an issue with food. It took me 6 years to get it under control and be in recovery. One thing that I've said repeatedly is that if you have a problem with food, you cannot have temptation foods in the house, because if they are within arm's reach, they are too close. Guaranteed, if you have a moment where you're feeling kind of snacky, you start to get hungry, and they're right there, that's the first thing you're going to reach for. So all of the no-no foods that you might want to be tempted to eat, ice cream, cookies, cakes, pies, anything sweet, anything snacky, get it away from you. If they're within arm's reach, they're too close, and you're going to go straight for them the moment you start to feel hungry, which could be any time, especially at night. I don't know why you get more hungry at night, but it's just a thing. The worst cravings are always at night. So she cursed somebody out who sent her a nice expensive coffee cake and a loaf of bread from Strawberry Hill. She raged at this person and said, some of you are the problem. But how can you say that, Amber, and do things like this, where you're going out and getting a bunch of snack foods? And I'm not the only one who's looking at this footage and saying a bunch of BS. Let's go to some of the comments real quick before we get deep into her other vlog. Heather says, Amber throws out baked goods because it's triggering and it's like sending blank to an addict. Also, Amber buys a crap ton of super processed, high sugar, high salt, addictive foods, right? She could buy anything. She could buy fruit and vegetables, maybe some more salad, healthy things. She went out and she got a bunch of processed food. And even if it's a slightly healthier version, it's still mimicking the really unhealthy stuff. She got plantain chips. Are they bad? No. For her, they will be bad, though, because you start off eating one chip and the next thing you know, the whole thing is gone. Same thing with the peanut butter filled crackers. Start off with one, the whole thing's going to be gone. That's why you can't have them in the house. Bad Hal says, I've never been so utterly disappointed in the progress of a human that has documented themselves for 10 years. Well, one thing I've learned watching Foodie Beauty and Amber, don't expect great things. Just don't do it. Because you will never see great things. Both women are guilty of monetizing all their hurts. They're not interested in healing them. They both have a problem with food, but yet they are not interested in fixing it. And they could. They could go to therapy. They could talk to people. They could get serious about it rather than treat it like a joke. But they're too busy making money off of it to actually care about fixing it. If they fixed it, what else would they talk about? Nicolene says, throw away gourmet baked goods and replaced it with bags and bags of processed crap. Well done, Amber. Yeah, well done. And you know what? The more she monetizes her problem with food, the worse her health is getting. And she's never going to be able to drop the weight and feel better. Like that's just a thing. You know, she's never going to be able to feel healthier. She's just not interested with it. Mango says processed cheese, check. Processed chips, check. Processed pretzels, check. Amber really is on that WLS approved diet. She wants a surgery. One thing I have learned talking to people, if you get WLS, as I understand it, and for those of you that had the surgery, please feel free to correct me. Is it or is it not true that for, I believe it's 2 weeks, perhaps even a month, you have to be on a liquid diet? You can't eat a bunch of crap. I know there's a whole bunch of steps you have to go through. I've never been through the surgery, so I'm actively asking. But isn't it a thing where you have to go without solids for quite a while? Amber wouldn't even be able to cross that hurdle. Let's see. The vegan pill says, make sure to share this vlog with your surgeon, especially the target haul part. Foods you're still buying is not it, sis. Your surgeon would be furious if he knew. Well, if they go to give her the surgery and she's got a gut full of, how can I say this politely, bodily waste, they won't be able to give her the surgery. That's just facts. How can they give her the surgery if her stomach and her intestines aren't cleaned out? Just not going to happen. If you want my opinion, I think she knows she's not going to get the surgery. She just needs a talking point for her vlogs. So she's acting like the surgery is still a thing, although it's not going to be a thing if she's not taking the proper steps. Okay, so we're not going to read all the comments, but I just wanted to show this to you guys. She's over here wanting the weight loss surgery, but yet buying this crap. And that's exactly what it is. It's crap. It's stuff you shouldn't have, Amber. And you know that. You absolutely know that. But let's go back to your vlog, because that's the one I'm reacting to today. Let's go back over here and finish this up.
actually just like a recommendation, and I will explain more of why that was a recommendation. That is part of what I'm not telling you guys so far. I know it's confusing. Trust me when I explain to you guys and I come back to these like storylines and situations, because I'm sure it's leaving you guys confused, because I know as a viewer, I'd be like, what is happening? You guys would probably look at it and be like, oh, okay. I get it now. I understand. But the surgeon said like that 12 months thing was crazy. So he even said
he would change his mind if he saw your latest vlog, the Target haul. Have you shown the surgeons your content? Do they know about your content? They probably don't. But if a surgeon saw what you were eating, he would say, yeah, you're waiting 12 months because obviously you're not ready. Nowhere close.
said like, no, I want to meet her one-on-one. I want to have another second opinion. And that's when he got a second opinion. And that's when I was told, okay, let's do 12 therapy sessions. So that is still what stands, that I'm going to do these 12 therapy sessions, and we're going to see if, my view towards food and the way that I treat food changes. And
no, it hasn't changed. You guys saw the proof right there. I just showed it to you. Her attitude towards food has not changed. She and Feline went to Target, and although she could have bought anything she wanted in that store, while she was there, she made sure to pick up a whole bunch of snack foods. Not even healthy food, not apples and oranges and peaches. She picked up a bunch of processed food. She's not even trying to wean herself off that stuff or keep it out of the house to where if she wants it, it's not there. Give herself some breathing room from where she is and where the temptations are. She's putting them just that close to her. Amber, stop kidding yourself. You're not ready for the surgery. And you can do all the lying and manipulating you want. You can sit there and sweet talk the surgeon. But if they go to give you the surgery and you got a gut full of waste, they can't do anything with you. Do you understand me? They just can't. Nor should they. Nobody should be operating on you or thinking of operating on you with all this crap going on. No, not safe.
And we're going to see if I improve in the next 3 to 4 months. And if I do,
no, not going to happen. If you're on this path, not going to happen. Not going to happen.
I will be getting weight loss surgery.
No, you won't.
So another thing I want to talk about is I chose what operation I wanted. There are a few different weight loss surgeries that you can get, and I chose which one I thought would be best for me. And, after all the research, the classes I've gone to, the seminar, the education, just going to these appointments, just everything, I chose what I thought would be best for me. And he actually disagreed, and I loved, oh my God, that like made me so happy when he disagreed, because it's like he wasn't just saying what I wanted. He was like, no, actually, I think this would be better for you. I wanted the gastric bypass, and he doesn't think that would be best for me. So I'm actually going to be getting this Sadie. I have quite a few friends, well-known friends actually, from TV shows that have gotten that and have lost hundreds of pounds. The surgeon told me that by getting this, you will lose a lot of weight if you follow plan and what you're supposed to do.
But your problem isn't just about losing weight. I mean, yes, you do need to lose weight. You've gained a lot since you've started on YouTube. But it's not just about weight loss. It's about you have to deal with your ED, Amber. Do you not get that? You have to deal with the ED because you can get 10 million surgeries. But until you deal with that issue, it's not going to work. There's a lot of people who've gone through weight loss surgery and they start to lose weight, but then they fall back into old habits. They give into old habits. And the next thing you know, they've gained all that weight back. So it's not 100% quick fix. You've got to put the work in your head as well as your body.
And oh my God, when he said that my BMI could be below 30, I laughed. I did. I was like, oh my God, there's just no way. Like, I can't envision myself that healthy, if you will. That was like really, really nice to hear. Right now, I don't.
Well, you know what, Amber? If you're eating all those processed foods, even now, I I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here, but let's be real. Let's be real. It's just not going to happen. You're still eating the processed foods. Even now, even with the hope of getting weight loss surgery, you're not cutting back.
Feel as educated as
You think that I think that you threw away that expensive coffee cake and that bread? Yeah. No, you didn't. You made a big deal of it on camera because you needed content, and as soon as the cameras were shut off, you ate it all.
I can be on this operation. So if you guys want to do more research on it, you can definitely do that. But once I feel confident in sharing like more about it, then I'll do it. It's just I don't want to like give off any facts that aren't accurate. So I'm going to do more research. Of course, he's going to teach me more about it. But it's also my responsibility to do that as well. It's just crazy because I was so dead set on gastric bypass. Like, that's like what I felt in my heart. And I'm putting my life in the surgeon's hands, and I completely trust him. So I'm okay with the change. So I have done absolutely everything that they have asked me to do.
No, you haven't. So did the surgeons ask you to go to Target and pick up a whole bunch of processed food? I don't think they told you to do that. I think you did that on your own. I don't think you're listening to the doctors. I'm sure they've told you to decrease your portion sizes, eat healthy food, maybe even exercise a little bit. Have you done any of that? No, no. You poured all of your energy into trying to find a doctor that will operate on you, but you're not helping anything by going straight for the processed food whenever you go to a store.
And I was actually doing Instagram Q&As today, and I was getting a lot of people saying like, what do you mean? You haven't done anything they told you to do.
Right. I agree with those people.
You've gained weight. And I'm over here like, ma'am, no. I actually filmed myself stepping on the scale today. Yes, I did. Inside of the place. Yes, I did. They know I have a YouTube, so they understood. So when I first went there, my first appointment, I was 533. You know,
Which means you've gained weight. Because I remember one vlog you did where you were showing your journal and tracking your bad days versus your good days, what your weight was. Amber, you keep putting on weight. So you started off, I believe it was 500 pounds, 508, something like that. And you've gained since then. You're not really losing anything. So I'm going to apply some reason and logic here. If you're gaining weight, whatever calories it takes to maintain 500 pounds, you are meeting that calorie intake plus more. So you're not decreasing your weight, you're increasing your weight. You're not decreasing your intake of calories. You're not basing the calories that you eat on what you're doing during the day and your activity level and just trying to burn off what you're consuming. You're maintaining plus you're gaining. You were 523 pounds. Now you're up to 533. You're gaining. So obviously, things are not getting better. They're getting worse in that regard.
clothes on, obviously. And you're going to see in this clip that I'm going to show you that I'm also wearing clothes. So they don't care what the number on my scale at home says.
Okay, I will say that when you get on a scale with shoes and clothes, that might add a couple of pounds. But even with the shoes on and the clothes on, that's not going to be like 10 pounds added.
That's not what they're basing my like progress on or anything. They don't care what my scale says. They go off of when I weigh myself at their clinic, which also I'm now officially going to be doing monthly weigh-ins with them.
So, how can anybody trust you to give them an honest weigh in? I mean, if you're not weighing at the clinic in front of people, how do they know what your true weight is? You can make up any number.
Where I physically go in and step on their scale so we can see progress. And they did give me a goal for how much they want me to lose this month. So I will also share that with you. But when I first went there, I weighed in at 533 with clothes on, and I also had some earrings on. It doesn't matter. And the goal was to lose 1 pound. And so when I stepped on the scale, I was nervous, obviously. I actually lost 5 pounds since I last saw them.
I don't believe that. I really, really don't believe that. There's no possible way that she's lost 5 pounds. And I say that because she's not active. She's not doing any low impact cardio at home. She's not walking around. She's consuming calories and not burning off calories. So, how can you lose weight? Could she lose weight at her current size? Absolutely. If she just stopped it with eating all the processed foods, with having the bee moments off camera, and stopped lying to herself, she might lose the weight. But if you're gaining, Amber, something is obviously not right here. It sounds like you're consuming too many calories and not burning them off. And when you do that, your body converts it all to fat.
And I will show you the clip right here.
Everyone thinks I'm over 600 pounds, so. What is it? Is it bad? I'm gonna say 535.
528.5.
Oh!
As you can kind of see, I was like kind of shocked. Feline was the one filming and she clicked off too soon, but like I was literally so shocked. But I'm actually glad that I have this clip because you guys can see for yourself that I'm not 600 pounds. I know a lot of people think that my weigh-ins are fake, and that just goes to show that they're not. And it has been a long time coming where people wanted to see me step on a scale. I gave it to you. It's been a long.
So, you stepping on a scale, you were kind of treating it like a middle finger moment. And look, I've gone down by a pound or two. But before that, you do a Target haul where you're showing yourself eating junk food, processed food, which you know you shouldn't have. So you're flipping the middle finger at people at the same time you're flipping the middle finger at your body. Like, yeah, I lost a few pounds. And when you do something like that and you got a problem with food, you know what happens, y'all? Let me tell you what happens. You then mentally, emotionally give yourself permission to eat those naughty foods. You say to yourself, I've lost a few pounds. I deserve a reward. You justify it. You're like, I'm doing good, so I can have a little bit of the processed foods. And then you know what happens after that? That little bit of treat becomes a lot of treat, which then leads to bee moments. That's why you can't have the temptation foods in the house. It's a bad, bad, bad idea.
Long time coming where people wanted to see me step on a scale at a doctor's. I gave it to you. Not only that, but I'm stepping on a scale that is meant for people like me and my size at a weight loss clinic, and it's 100% reliable. There it is, folks.
I will give Amber credit on one thing. Whereas she is willing to get on a scale and show us what her weight is, Foodie Beauty hasn't done that in the longest. The last true weigh-in that Foodie did was when she was living with BB, and her weight was almost 400 pounds, and she is noticeably bigger now. So I will give you that, Amber. You are brave enough to step on a scale and show us some kind of number, whereas Foodie won't even do that because she's trying to hide how much weight she's gaining.
It just makes me really sad when people are.
It's really sad that both you ladies, you're both monetizing your issues with food. You're profiting off of it rather than healing it. You're both on YouTube, you're making good money, you have all the time in the world and the money and the resources to change things around, but neither one of you are truly interested. You treat your health like a joke. And the only people you're truly hurting is you.
We're like, you're not following what they're telling you to do. Every single thing that they have told me to do, I am doing.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Listen, you want me to drive the point home? Because I will. I absolutely will. Let's do it again. What's that? Tell me what that is. Does that look like something you should be eating? You have a problem with food. Is that something you should be eating? Processed food that is very, very close to what you would eat normally when you're having a bee moment? No. No, that's a temptation food. That is a naughty food. And those little snack bags, let me tell y'all something. Those things are dangerous. Want to know why? Because they're deceptive. Just because they're in little snack bags, do you think someone like Amberlynn Reid is going to stop at just one of those? No. No. No, you're going to grab a little snack bag, you're going to eat one, and you're going to say, well, let me have another one, and another one, and another one. Next thing you know, the whole thing is gone. So just because something is in a little snack bag or a little snack size doesn't mean it's going to stop the person who's got the problem. If they got a problem, they got a problem. That whole thing's going to be devoured in one night. So you're doing everything that people are telling you to do. Right, Amber? No, you're not. Because if you were, you wouldn't buy that stuff to begin with. How about that? Let's go.
I think there's just like this misconception of what certain people watching me think I should do versus what my surgeon wants me to do or what my dietitian wants me to do. It's completely different than how majority of you want me to be. Like I see what people say like during my grocery hauls or when I share a food. People like, she shouldn't be eating that. It's literally allowed. Like everything that I eat, it is okay. I am allowed to eat. The way that they talk about weight loss and food is so just like such a healthy way of thinking. And even the surgeon's like, I'm not going to send you home and have you only eat 1,200 calories. It's like literally not going to happen. I'm not going to give you these big weight loss goals. It's literally not going to happen.
I'll tell you guys one thing that I discovered getting in recovery for myself. To go from a routine of eating a certain way to something completely different, to go from having bee moments and eating unhealthy to reteaching yourself to have respect for food. It is a process and it takes a long time because you can't go from completely unhealthy to completely healthy overnight. You have to retrain yourself by weaning yourself off the bad foods. You have to take all emotional anchors off of food. You cannot use it for anything than what it's intended. You cannot use it as medication. If you're sad or depressed or angry, you cannot look at food in an emotional way. That's very important. Sometimes people get their emotions caught up with food, and it's when something you're emotional about something, it's hard to let go of it. So, little tip for those who might be interested. Anybody out there that might have issues with food, a little helpful tip I can pass along to you. If there is something that you enjoy eating, to kind of move yourself in a healthier direction, try doing what I call the switch out game. If you enjoy something a lot, such as milk, instead of getting full fat milk, try getting 2%, or getting almond milk. Try to find something that's healthier, but still tastes good because that's important. If you eat healthy, whatever you eat, you want it to taste good because you can have the healthiest food And if it tastes like crap, you're not going to eat it. So what's the sense of buying it? But it's fun to play the switch out game. If you like mashed potatoes, try mashed cauliflower with some healthy yogurt and butter. Trust me, it tastes good. I've had it. It's healthier for you. It has the same consistency and texture as mashed potatoes. It's a healthier version. Another thing, if you like brownies, you can actually find recipes on YouTube for brownies you make out of black beans. And from what I understand, they taste really delicious. So don't be afraid of the switch out game. If there's something that you enjoy, there's always a recipe for something that is healthier and tastes almost exactly the same. So you're kind of getting away from things that are not healthy to something that might be slightly healthier. And it would help you to kind of wean yourself away from it.
I don't want to talk about the negativity. I just feel like there is so much negativity around weight loss surgery on my channel, and I don't get it. Like, another really big thing for me is when people are like, you're only getting therapy so you can get weight loss surgery.
They're not wrong, though. That's exactly why you're getting the therapy. If the therapy were not connected to the process of getting weight loss surgery, you would not be going to therapy. You're only doing the bare basic steps just to get the surgery. You're not interested in true recovery. You are interested in performative recovery, where you're doing what you only have to do just to get what you want. And that's not going to lead to true recovery.
Yeah. Yeah, that is how it started. You are absolutely right. I am going to therapy to save my life. I am going to therapy so I can get put on anesthesia. I can get put in a very vulnerable spot that could kill me or cause horrible complications to save my life. Yes, that is what I am doing. And yes.
Well, you should be doing more because it takes more than the surgery to make that happen. The surgery is not a magic wand, Amber. This is not a fairy tale where there's a fairy godmother with a magic wand. She waves it over you and poof, you've lost 300 pounds. And you keep it off. And you can eat whatever you want and you won't gain weight. This is not a fairy tale, ma'am. And if you don't do the steps to correct your health, there's going to be no happily ever after, surgery or not.
Yes, that is why I started therapy. And yes, that is why I'm trying to figure out my issues with food so I can save my life. And the fact that that's like a bad thing to some people makes no sense. I am going to therapy to save my life. Yeah.
It's a shame that you're going to therapy to save your life, but you're not doing the steps at home. That's obvious.
That is what I am doing because it's time. It is very much time. I'm not going to therapy just so I can buy a puppy or buy a new piece of jewelry. Like, so many people are treating like weight loss surgery as like this materialistic thing that I'm striving to receive. While no, I am just so hopeful and trying to do every single thing that they tell me to do. And yeah, I am absolutely, without a doubt, changing my life for a weight loss surgery, because weight loss surgery is going to be a very, very big tool for me. No, I am not going.
You know what, Amber? I'm just going to say it. I think you are lightly gaslighting your audience because you're constantly flip-flopping. In the same breath you're talking about weight loss surgery, and then you still got your ongoing issues with food. Talking about weight loss surgery, but the vlog before this one, you showed yourself going to Target and getting processed food. Keeping your viewers frustrated. A lot of people are frustrated with you. You used to get a lot more views than what you do. I'm not saying that you're doing poorly over there. You're still doing well. That's apparent because you're going to Target and buying a bunch of junk. But still, you wonder why things are not as profitable as they used to be. Could it be because people are frustrated? because people get to a point with you, they just give up. They throw up their hands and walk away because they're waiting around for you to get better, and it never happens because you don't make it happen. You could have a channel where, let's just say right now, you're 533 pounds. Could you turn your life around? Could you eat healthier? Could you take your health seriously and really go the distance with that? Yeah. But everybody knows. Everybody knows. This is just a joke to you and will always be a joke to you. You playing around with your health and your weight, it's a joke. You're not taking it as seriously as you need to.
Going to wake up skinny. I'm not going to wake up because it's a magical thing, a magic pill, a magic tool. No, that is literally not what is happening. The hard work or the harder work is going to come after I wake up from surgery.
No, the hard work actually should start right about now. The hard part is actually now. Because you have issues with food. You haven't dealt with them. You have not decreased your portion sizes. You haven't stayed away from the processed food. Because you develop routines around food, you're not correcting those routines way before the surgery. Which means even if you got the surgery, you still got those routines. You're still going to want those naughty foods. So if Rome was not built in a day, then it would stand to reason that you changing your routines and correcting your issues with food, that's not going to happen in a day. But you're not getting away from those bad things. They're still very much in place. You're not changing your comfort zone. You're still running around in it.
I just feel like people are putting such a bad vibe around weight loss surgery, and that's scary for me. That's super scary for me because I want to be able to have a successful surgery and to go into it with such positive energy and affirmations, and just stress can really, it really does things to people's bodies, physically. And I do not want to be under this type of just negative energy. I don't understand why people are treating me getting weight loss surgery as this materialistic thing. I don't.
You know what I'm hearing right now? I'm hearing that you're basically pointing the finger at your own viewers and saying, you guys are stressing me out. You're adding stress to my life. You're pointing the finger and you're blaming other people for stressing you out. I don't like that. I don't like how you're doing that blame shifting, gaslighting nonsense. If you were on the right track, if you were doing vlogs when you were eating healthy and losing weight, if you were going to therapy and the therapy was working, if everybody was seeing positive, actual progress, I'm sure you get a lot more comments from people saying, yes, you are ready for weight loss surgery. There would be no negative comments, Amber, but you've got to understand something. This whole routine that you've had the last few years of going back and forth, talking about surgery, talking about losing weight, getting on different diet plans, and then shortly after starting them, you fall off of them and you just start eating the junk food. You got to understand something, that whenever you get on your channel and you do vlogs, you are building a rapport with people. You are establishing whether they have trust in you or not. And over time, people have lost trust in you, and that is entirely your fault because you're showing to everybody that you're not trustworthy. That if you make a promise, you're probably not going to keep it. You've also shown that you're not taking your health seriously. So when you talk about things like weight loss surgery and you're nowhere near ready for it, yeah, you're going to get negative comments. It's just going to happen. You got a problem with food, you're not in recovery, and you're talking about very risky surgery. So no one is going to get behind that right now.
understand it. I don't think I ever will. Like, this has been one of the hardest choices I've ever had to make, is getting the surgery, because I am terrified. If I wasn't, then I don't know, something would be wrong with me.
If you were truly terrified, you would stop buying the junk food and bringing it in your house. That would show me that you are truly terrified. That would show me that you, away from the camera, you're looking at yourself and saying to yourself, I have to do something. This is serious. I am over 500 pounds. This is not a joke anymore. I need to do something. This is serious. Because when you're terrified, you will take action. You're not taking action. It's still a joke to you. And here's the worst part. It's not funny. It shouldn't be funny to you, and it's not funny to the people who watch you.
Because this is very scary. Sorry, I'm rambling. I'm very passionate about this because I am going through the stages of getting weight loss surgery, and people are just really downplaying the things that I have done and the work that I am putting into it, because you aren't physically seeing it. That's not what they want from me. They literally said today, my surgeon made this exact movement right now. The scale comes second. This comes first.
Right. The scale comes second, but the mind and the heart come first. So what the F are you doing to fix your mind? What are you doing? You're going to therapy, but you're not taking it seriously. Your emotions and your mind are the key to getting in recovery. So why aren't you taking those seriously? If you did not have a problem with food, I would say you have a greater chance of success with the surgery. But you're bringing the processed foods in the house. You are actively going out to Target and buying the chips, buying the pretzels, buying the cheese. When you do things like that, you're showing you're not terrified, not enough to actually take initiative and stay away from that crap.
This is what we want to work on for these 3 to 4 months. This. So I actually asked for a goal. I was very nervous, and I said, I'm very goal oriented. I feel like I need that to feel like I am being successful. So I requested a goal. How much do they want me to lose in these next 4 weeks? And I was expecting like 20 pounds. So the surgeon and the dietitian want me to lose 1 pound a week. So I have to lose 4 pounds in this month, which I am going to do. Like I said, they just want to see improvement, even if it's half a pound, even if it's 1 pound. But I like that they gave me that like weekly. So it's a 4 pound loss in a month. I know I got that. So I have to step on their scale and be 524. I know I got that. And I'm going to continue doing, what they want me to do. It's so funny. I said how I didn't want to be long-winded, and here I am being long-winded. It's just because I'm really passionate about this, and people are trying to.
No, you're not really passionate about it. I see what you're doing. You are purposely flip-flopping and gaslighting people with the weight loss surgery. Those people that are on your channel, that they want you to get better. They want you to get healthier. You're playing with the audience. You're purposely keeping people frustrated. Away from the camera, it's a joke to you. But hey, I need something to talk about on YouTube and to keep people on my channel. So let's just use the topic of weight loss surgery as the topic of the moment. Let's just roll with that. Maybe it's because of YouTube's new policies that they're going to be putting in place, where anybody who's got a problem with food, they're going to demonetize your content. They're cracking down on that stuff. If you have a problem with food and yours is well documented, Amber, you're going to have to change things, because YouTube is cracking down on it. I don't know how far they're going to go with it. I don't know what direction they're going to take, but This has to stop. Even if YouTube did not change their policies, this has to stop. Otherwise, you're going to be bedbound.
Take away my joy. Like, it'd be different if, like, y'all were talking shit about this purse, which you have. It'd be different if it was that. It's different when y'all talk shit about me having my AirPods in my ears all the time. Like, whatever. It is what it is. But when it's something as serious as saving my life so I can live for possibly 20 more extra years, like, how is that a bad thing? How is that, like, for anyone even to say she's only going to therapy to get weight loss surgery? How is that even a sentence that someone can come up with?
Well, it's a truthful sentence because it's the truth. Are you frustrated and mad because you're basically trying to have people believe that you're going to surgery because you want to? No. Everybody knows the truth. We can see right through you. Your health is a joke to you. And if you get the surgery with your problem with food, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And I'm not going to be nice about it. It's just the truth. You get weight loss surgery, Amber, if you still have that bee monster in your head raging out of control, you get the surgery. And if you eat more than a little bit of food, you will literally vomit. Because that's what happens. You vomit, or you could rupture your stomach. I'm not quite sure the surgery you are getting, but if you have a bee moment, it can be disastrous. That's why surgeons don't want to operate on people that have ongoing issues with food. Because surgery is risky, and there's no sense in doing it if everything's going to just go south in a hurry. Hence why they tell you to fix your problem before you get the surgery. So that if you fix the problem before the surgery, then the only problem you have to worry about is losing the pounds. You see? But a problem with food ongoing in your head is going to make everything fail.
Yeah, I definitely am, because I want to change my life. I want to survive. I want to live. So if that's what I got to do, then that's what I'm going to do.
Stay away from the processed crap. If you want to live, if you want to be healthy, do all the steps. Don't just do what's required just to get surgery. That's stupid. Do all the steps. Go all the way with it. Don't just straddle the fence with this thing.
And that's the part where it's like, bro, you have to be responsible. You have to do what you have to do before getting surgery, or you're going to fail. I know my supporters are so exhausted from me having to constantly talk about like the negative things that revolve around my channel, but it's like, with this subject, it is too passionate for me not to talk about. And for those of you who are supportive and are super excited for this journey and to follow me on this journey, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, speaking of people's frustration, what do the people have to say? Let's just take a minute and find out. Let's see. Orange Chicken says, you are the only person I know who treats their failures like accomplishments, who's always proud of everything, and look at where this mentality has brought you. That's not from a reactor saying that, Amber. That's from a viewer. And they're giving their honest opinion. So remember what I said about building a rapport with people. If you have a channel like YouTube and you're constantly flip-flopping, you're making promises to your viewers and saying, I want to get healthy. I'm going to change my life. But then you keep falling off over and over again. People really don't have much faith in you. And if they don't have faith in you, it's up to you to change that. You know, a person's word, it's like good credit. You start off with good credit. And then the more you lie and the more you gaslight and the more you just fail at delivering, you start to get bad credit. until you reach a place where you're in the red. And right now you're in the red with your viewers. If you want to get that good credit with people back, you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to show that you mean what you say and they can trust your word and you're really making positive change. 78 Cotton Candy says, the fact that you're smiling happily while saying the surgeon could unalive me is exactly why people think you see it as a quick fix. Right. She's not even thinking about the fact that something could happen to her while she's on the table. And she's really not helping herself by not losing weight. You know, if she lost weight and got herself healthier, that could mean a better success for the surgery and making it off the table alive. Let's see. Texas Ninja says, you'll get positivity when you give positivity. Wishing a fan ill will is against terms of service. Oh, so she did that? She did that? Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that, Amber. Hannah says, Amber, I need positivity. Please stop, guys. Just love, please. Also, Amber, go to blank. How dare you insult me by sending me a kind gift of expensive cake? Yeah, cursing out that person who sent the Strawberry Hill coffee cake and bread, and then turning around and going to a Target and buying junk food. I mean, pick a lane, Amber. You're swerving all over the road. Florida Hacker says, I've never seen a creator show such a blatant lack of effort and such continuous, open, and unbridled contempt for their own audience, yet still have a job. Well, she gets away with it. People let her get away with it. See, what else do we have here? Montimus Mouse says, if 528 is 5 pounds down, and the last weigh-in you showed us was 523, then you gained 10 pounds between then. There's no way you aren't having B moments, right? Or she's just simply eating too many calories and she's not burning them off and the body's storing them into fat. So it's not just about calorie consumption. It's about what's your activity level. If you're taking in, say, 1,200 calories in a day, and your activity level is so low, you're only burning off, let's just say, 600 calories. Then that 600 calories that you didn't burn off is going to do what? It's going to turn into fat. And if you keep that up, soon you're going to gain a pound just by doing that. Christy Gal says, dude, they truly can't take you seriously if you're supposed to be following their diet and continue to gain. Yeah, because weight gain, that doesn't really show any progress, does it? Hold on a minute. Oh, this is interesting. It's a very interesting, informative post. So Christina says, just looking up the Sadie method, I'm surprised you agreed to it considering it says in the disadvantages that patients will need to take vitamin supplements, A, D, E, K, and minerals throughout their lives. Analytical monitoring is necessary to prevent malnutrition. And I'm surprised you were completely honest with them that they recommended that unless it's the most expensive. Because it says after the Sadie S surgery, there is a complete reduction in the area that produces the hormone, which is responsible for the person's appetite, which you stated yourself, your eating has nothing to do with your appetite, but rather you eat out of boredom. Or as you said in the past, you eat to cope. Mainly, you eat your feelings. I'm not sure this method really worked for you, but I wish you luck either way. So I don't know much about the Sadie method, but it doesn't sound like something that would be good for her because she'd have to take supplements for the rest of her life. And as we all know, she's not really up on her health, is she? Bub says Sadie is recommended to help control diabetes. So maybe that's the big news no one can know about. Hmm. Haley says, by the way, have they done a sleep study on you since you have sleep apnea? One of the requirements to most programs is getting that done. If you stopped breathing during surgery 2 years ago, they shouldn't do anything on you without testing you first. There's also the EKG and the echocardiogram to make sure your heart is okay for surgery. Yeah, like you got to run through a battery of tests. So if she had surgery 2 years ago and she stopped breathing, that's not really a good sign because that surgery was 2 years ago. That's way too soon. But she's just gung ho about this surgery. She doesn't care if it's dangerous or not. Let's see. Tiger Lily says people aren't angry at you for trying to save your life or for going to therapy just to get WLS. We're just concerned that you're not getting all the help you need before surgery to make sure you will be safe and succeed after your surgery. We want you to succeed and are worried that you're rushing and minimizing your issues to get the surgery quicker than it is safe. We only worry about it because the strange diagnosis flip and getting mixed messages about it taking 12 months, then not 12 months, etc. I know speed is of the essence, but surely if something this important and expensive is worth doing, it's worth doing right. So this is a really great comment. You know, anything you tell Amber that's not a yes answer, she's going to interpret that as hate. But here's somebody clearly explaining that the viewers, they want her to get healthy. It's just that the way she's going about it, it's making everybody worry. It's getting everybody frustrated. She's trying to speed up the process without putting the work in first. So take that as you will, Amber. Saint of Sin says weighs in at 528.5 and is happy, if not proud of herself. Ignores that she gained 50 plus pounds in the past 8 or so months. Yeah, and the surgery is not going to slow that down. If she thinks with the surgery that she's going to just eat whatever she wants and loses weight, that's not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. People that have gone through weight loss surgery, some of them, they actually gain the weight back and then some. The surgery can only do so much. It can only fix the size of your stomach, but it can't get rid of any issues you have with food in your head. So that's some of the comments. Remember, those people commenting, they're not reactors, they're just viewers. Some of them are people that have been with Amber since the very beginning. I mean, Amber did start her channel as a weight loss channel, trying to document her weight loss journey. And here we are years later. She started out in the 300s and now she's in the 500s. So a lot of people still trying to keep their fingers crossed, but they're losing faith in you, Amber, and it's all your fault.
And I feel you and I see you, I promise. We just have to get more people on board with the positivity because it's going to really help me too. And I feel like
give them a reason to be positive. Give them a reason to believe in you. Stop this nonsense of I'm doing this, but yet I'm not going to put the work in. You want people to give you positive energy, work for it. Your word is worth nothing now. Nobody believes you. Don't you get that? You made that happen. You made it. Now you have to unmake it. And it's going to take some time. If you want nothing but a positive channel, take some accountability. Come to your audience for real and say, look, I know that I'm frustrating all you guys. It's my fault. I did this. I know I've taken you on one heck of a roller coaster. I've lied to you. I've gaslighted you. I've hurt my health. I've made you watch. I've exploited my problem with food, and I did nothing about it. And here I am at 528 pounds. I did all of that. But I've reached a point where I want to change. And so I'm going to just work like heck to change things around. So don't believe me right now. I'm not asking you to believe me. Just watch me work and you'll see for yourself. Leave it like that. Put the work in. Let the work be the truth. Let the work become the truth. And then eventually people will believe you.
I just really want this community to change. I really, really do. But I still need to be able to be passionate and use my voice for things that I am like super passionate about and have strong opinions about, especially when it comes to me saving my life. So I hope that you guys understand. Okay, so I know this has been like a super long, me just rambling, but I still want to do PO Box time.
Okay, so we're going to cut it off here because I'm not interested in the things that people sent her. I was just interested in that part with the weight loss surgery. And I'm over here shaking my head. I mean, because what else can you do with Amber? Just shake your head. Any person in the world, your health is your business. Your health is your greatest wealth. And you should always take it seriously. You should always value it as much as you would a bunch of money in a bank account. Your health is your greatest wealth. And if your wealth doesn't matter to you, don't expect it to matter to other people. Because your health and your happiness is really up to you. It's under your control. You're the architect of your own life. You design it the way you want to. If you are miserable, you're the only person that can change it. You control your own destiny. And as long as Amber flip-flops, as long as she makes up her own rules, as long as she tries to circumvent what people are telling her, she's never going to change and she's never going to improve. But we will see in time what comes of that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this React video. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and please have a good one. Bye-bye.